Yo, 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 yo. What's up, man? What's up? What's going on, Atlanta Falcon fans? Y'all know it's your boy Antoine Smith. A little under the weather, man. Went on vacation last week. Hot Florida weather, man. Coming back to Atlanta, 32 degrees. And now it's messing with me. Change of temperature gets it to us all, man. But right quick, very quick, not gonna hold y'all. Y'all know how I do. Get my quick thoughts on something I saw on Pro Football Rumors on Jerry Fowler, ESPN. Jeremy Fowler, ESPN, NFL insider slash writer slash journalist. He just does it all for ESPN. But he gave his thoughts along with um, Dan Graziano about the things been going around the NFL, the coaching news, GM news around the NFL, and look, man, we all thought Raheem was safe. We've been talking about it, and I still think he should be let go. And it's no slight to Raheem. I feel like he had 2 whole years to do the right thing, but for some reason, he just like that dude on life. He just can't get right. But let's take a look at it right quick, man. It's just a quick topic, and also he talks about Terry Fontenot. You see both of them in the background. Both of them are gonna get this smoke. But let's show it to y'all right quick on ESPN. He talks about it. I went straight to the article. He talked about. Let me show you right here. What else are you hearing this week? And this is what he heard about the Falcons. He said the Falcons have not quit on Morris, which we know, because as we've been talking about during these press conferences, he's just a little bit too confident as to what's been going on and looking towards next season. And the only way you have that kind of confidence is someone has assured you that they were coming back. However, we do know this. He will be meeting with the brass soon to have a meeting to see where his head is at, to see where his mind and where his thoughts are on the future of this team and what he sees for the future of this team and what kind of plan he has put together for 2026. This could really determine whether he comes back or not. But this is what Jeremy Fowler had to say. Fowler have not quit on Morris, as I said, who has reeled off 3 consecutive wins to make his case for a third year in Atlanta. And that's the thing, man. I know he won 3 straight games, could be 4 against the Saints, who are also a hot team that have nothing to play for. This is also a rivalry game. But you got to understand, where the hell was this energy? Like they were running off these 3 straight games. Why have you had that energy all season? That's what the fans want to know. That's what I want to know. Why couldn't you just get right? Zach Robinson, he's part of the problem. He's still part of the problem. Still, situational play calling sucks. Yeah, Bijan had 29 yards from scrimmage and 2 touchdowns. But what about the rest of the team? Kirk Cousins, I think he was 13 to 20 for a little bit over 100 yards. And on top of that, Kyle Pitts only 2 catches, 16 yards. Drake London only 1 catch for 4 yards, and he's been dealing with a knee injury the last little bit over the last 6 weeks, to be honest, 6-7 weeks. And you only get him the ball one time. He's risking his contract down the road for 1 catch. These are the things that question do he have faith in what he has on his team moving forward. Let's finish this out. It says Atlanta, but that doesn't ensure his return. Absolutely. Morris would most likely need to make staff changes if he does stay. How many times have I told y'all that he's going to have to make staff changes if he's going to stay with the Atlanta Falcons? And this is pretty much common sense if you ask me, because just like he went out and got Jeff Ulbrich, went out and got Nate Ollie. You see how they put the energy towards that defense. Yeah, he still has Jerry Gray, who I think will still stay at least one more season, even though he's getting up in age. I think TJ Yates has to go. They have to go find a new wide receiver coach. They fired Ike Hilliard, and that still pisses me off. But DJ Williams, he's another one I think he should stay because even though TJ Yates was the quarterback in the NFL, DJ Williams seems to be the one putting in all the work when it comes to talking to the guys on the sideline. Now you see Zach Robinson pick it up just a little bit, but it's just still to me seems like something just isn't right with Zach Robinson and Michael Penix as to how they prepare for football games, because Kirk Cousins and Mike Pence look like night and day. And I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, like I always do. Look like night and day. Marquise Williams is another guy. Special teams coordinator has to go. So this is what they mean by staff changing. The special teams has been god awful. 3 kickers this year, and one of them is Raheem Morris's fault, because Younghoe Koo, knowing he had an injury last year, looked like his mental of the game is pretty much gone. You saw it this year with the New York Giants. He stumped his damn toe in the ground, and he just hadn't looked the same the last 2 years. So you bringing him back, that was on Raheem Morris. Then you bring in the kicker from Minnesota. He kicked for a little while. Then he started missing. So you cut him and you bring in Zane Gonzalez, who's done a hell of a job. Yeah, he's missed a couple of kicks, but at the same time, he looks way more comfortable and way more confident than what you had in the previous 2 kickers. So I think they find a way to sign him and bring him back long term. Or they're going to go with a young college kicker and just start over at the position. But special teams definitely need to be reworked. You're going to probably lose one of your best special team guys, D'Angelo Malone, who's on IR with an injury. So look for this special team to be a lot different this in 2026. But you definitely have to make a move as a special team coordinator. And they say special team has been a bugaboo, and quarterback Michael Pence's development hasn't proceeded as hoped. And that goes back to what I said, as Zach Robinson has not developed that kid like he should. The Falcon coach staff has let that kid down, and you can't put it out on them now, because at some point Michael Pence had to pick things up and put his foot in the ground, make plays, because all those throwing the ball and the intention to ground it and all that, that's on him. Now he should be farther ahead because he's an older quarterback in his second year, but he's still 26 years old. So he still should. He's played a lot of football, because the last 2 years in Washington, he threw for over 9,000 yards and down near 70 touchdowns. So you mean to tell me he shouldn't be farther ahead than what he is? Okay. But this is what I keep telling y'all. Raheem Morris is 50-50 at this point. So since he's 50-50 at this point, what did that make Terry Fontenot? Woo! Now, this is what Fowler had to say about Terry Fontenot and him being one of the GMs on the hot seat. Now, don't get me wrong. I've said it. Terry Fontenot has gotten the raw deal a little bit because they lied about it and said he was part of Arthur Smith hire, and we all knew that wasn't true. And honestly, with the Raheem Morris hire, I don't think that's true either, even though he had some probably type of conversation about it. That was Arthur Blank and Rich McKay's decision at the end of the day. And that's still just my belief. I didn't hear that. I'm just telling y'all what I read with the room. Because if you lie about one hire, what makes you think you won't lie about the other one? Let the man do his job. Let him bring in the coach that he wants to work with. And then if it doesn't work after a year or two, then yeah, you fire him. But he still could be fired as well. But Jeremy Fowler said Falcons owner Arthur Blank evaluate the team's operation at the conclusion of the season. We heard that on the Thursday night game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I think he's going to stick to that. General Manager Terry Fontenot is finishing his 5th year at the helm. Over that time, has not produced a winning season. That is pretty sad, and that's hard to overcome. And that's absolutely true, because you should have at least one winning season out of 5, but you have none. And one reason why: same type problem, same type coach. This is why I keep telling y'all, think outside the box, get uncomfortable. Because if you get uncomfortable, sometimes that pushes you and pressures you to be great, if that makes sense. But of the 18 city general managers with at least 5 years of experience, only one, Ram Les Snead, in the middle of the move from St. Louis to Los Angeles, failed to produce a winning season through the first 5 years. But one thing I love about Les Snead was not scared to make moves. Les Snead said to hell with them picks. Went and traded Jared Goff. Went and got Matthew Stafford. Knew the type of quarterback that he went and got a young Sean McVay, young offensive mind that was in Washington with Kyle Shanahan and these guys. All these guys pretty much run the same playbook. They just run different variations, and they have different type of talent. Kyle Shanahan, to me, has some good talent. Sean McVay, remember he had Jerry Goff and Todd Gurley running things in LA. Then when he trade for Matthew Stafford, takes that team to the next level, goes out this past offseason, gets Devontae Adams to go along with Puka Nacua, Kyron Williams, Blake Corum, and they have weapons. They are the top offense in the league. And with the talent that the Falcons have, if they go out and make a move just like that, this is why I like the Joe Burrow trade. A lot of y'all gave me hell about it, but when you go out and make those type trades that Les Snead made, said to hell with them picks, when they got a future Hall of Fame quarterback, turn this thing around, won their first Super Bowl. And I feel like the same thing happened to the Falcons with the right moves, because Bijan is a one-in-a-lifetime running back, something the Falcons have never seen at running back. And I'm not dissing Warrick Dunn, not dissing Jamal Adams, not dissing Michael Turner, but I'm talking about a Marshall Faulk type talent. That's all. That's all I'm saying. But let's finish this thing off, man. So this is a spot people around the league who follow such things have been monitoring closely for potential change, despite the team showing signs of life in recent weeks and his 2025 draft picks emerging. And that is the positive thing that he's done. Certain draft picks he's hit on. But 2024 draft, 2025 draft, he knocked it out the park. He wasn't scared to make those moves. He knew they needed pass rushes, and he went out and got two of the best in the draft, and they worked well together. James Pierce, 8.5 sacks. I think Jalen Walker has about 6.5. Then you look at Brandon Doris, who last year I was wondering where the hell he was. He bounced back this year, 8.5 sacks. He was the reason why we got rid of Grady Jarrett, because they knew what they had in this kid. And one thing that they've scouted with all of their pass rushers the last couple of years, all of them were the best at pass rush win rate. And it's translating to the NFL just fine. Brandon Dorless, James Pierce, and Jalen Walker. And it would have been Braden Trice as well had he not had those 2 season-ending knee injuries. So when you talk about what they've done to fix this, they've done their work to fix it. They just doesn't have the guy to be driving the boat the right way. But Graziano had a little bit to add on. He said for sure again that team had a high expectation the past 2 years and has not come close to meeting them. Blank is eager to win as soon as possible and might not be patient with this group. Arthur Blank is 83 years old. End of story. He doesn't have much time in front of him like he does behind him. 83 years old. You came close to 2016 in Houston. You blew that lead. We wouldn't even be having this conversation, because whatever coach you would have had the last 10 years, well, the next 10 years after a Super Bowl win, you would have got grace, no matter who you were, because you just had won a Super Bowl in a decade. So, point blank period, Arthur Blank wants to win. He knows he has enough talent to win. He knows he needs to go out and find a head coach to put this team where it needs to be. Because if you've been looking at them the last 3 games, this is the team they were supposed to be all season, but guess what? Couldn't put it all together. So since they couldn't put it together, sometimes you got to make those necessary changes. And look, I'm not mad at all. But that is my quick thought on that, man. Terry Fontenot, Raheem Morris, all of them are meeting with the brass this week to come up with a decision on what to do and how to move forward. What do you think the Falcons should do, man? Should they give Raheem Morris 1 more year? Should they give Terry Fontenot? Well, Terry Fontenot has 1 more year, but we all know it could be a change coming. What do you think that Arthur Blank should do? And I know the fan base 50-50 because I've been talking to people for the last 2 months about this, and it's pretty much split down the middle. So you decide. What should they do? Drop those comments in the comment box. Let's debate. Let's have fun as always, man. Y'all know how we do it on Sports Machine. This your boy Antoine Smith signing off. I will holler at y'all later, man. Peace.